So this video takes us through the administration options for creating a new Parasha. On the left here, we see the administration toolbar. This is only visible to administrators who are logged in. And the option that interests us right now is to define readings. So we'll click on the define readings and it loads the calendar. Now the calendar has certain events that are clickable, meaning if you click on them, you are able to create a Parasha directly from the calendar. But we also have a list here of all the available events in this calendar period. So if I switch over to the next calendar period, we have a different set of events and so on. So you can see here we have all the entries for Hanukkah. So what I'm going to do is create a Parasha for Parshat Vayigash, and we'll click on create new Parasha. It will ask me whether I want triennial readings or full readings. For this case, I'm going to select triennial readings, and it populates the defined verses for me. At this point, I can add in a comment saying maybe this is a bar mitzvah day, maybe there's something special going on. I can add aliyot, but I'll cover that in a separate video where we come to edit the parasha. There's two options here for saving the parasha. The first one is save but don't publish yet, which means that we save the definition of the parasha, but we don't make it available to the public yet. The other option is save and publish now, which means that your members will get a notification that this parasha has been published and is available for them to select. We can change the verses here, but I'll do that later. So I'm going to do save but don't publish yet, and the Parasha is created, and I can go on to create additional Parshiot if I wish. Now let's go to the reading management. So I'll switch over to reading management, and here we see a list of all of the Parshiot, whether they're published or unpublished. And if I scroll down here, I will eventually come to Parshat Vayigash, which, as we remember, is not published. I can view anybody who signed up here, and if I made a mistake, I can delete the Parasha completely. Going into the Parasha, clicking here, we can immediately see all of those verses that were defined. Being a user in the system, I can claim this reading already at this point. Obviously it's not published yet, and as an administrator though, I do have access to work on this parasha. We have the administration toolbar here, which allows us to edit the parasha, plus print reading reports, and in this case publish the parasha. As you remember, it wasn't previously published. So we'll come to that in the next video though. For now, I want to go back to the reading management page and show you how we can define a few other different options for Parshiot. So at the top here, we've got several different options for creating Parasha. The first one I'm going to do is new Parasha. And really, this is very similar to how you would create it from the calendar. All of the verses have been pre-populated for you. I just select the date that it's going to be read. So in this case, I'm going to select something for a Thursday reading. And I'm going to select Genesis, Parshat Vayera, I believe. And we're going to do a weekday reading. So as you see here, we have the we have the triennial year. So this isn't as automated as the calendar, but it's still a very good option. Certainly for weekday readings, this is what we would choose. We have the option to say whether it's Rosh Chodesh or not. I'm just going to leave this one as is, and I'm going to save and publish it. So now we should see that in the list down here. So there it is. We have our weekday reading, 3 readings, and obviously we can start and claiming that reading now. The other options here are for holiday readings. So some of the fast days don't appear in the calendar, and you'll have to select them from here. No, some of them do, some of them don't. So it's things like Tisha B'Av Mincha, for instance, or Yom Kippur Mincha don't appear in the list. So we would come and define it from here, set the date, add in any comments, and then publish that. I'm going to quit that out. We have the Meilah Readings. So let's, for instance, take Esther, and we define the date. We can add in additional readings here. So if you want to split a reading, you can split the reading, you can redefine the verses, and then you can publish that as well and make that available for your users to sign up for. The last option here, and there's a whole video actually on this, is what we call a general reading. So a general reading is an ad hoc reading, a selection of different verses. So for instance, a very common one would be, say, a youth service, for instance, which has maybe 3 or 4 aliyot. We can add in a haftarah if we want, and then we could define when that youth service is going to occur. So I'll put it here on the 8th, and any comments that we want to add in here. So we'll save that, and then we come to the actual definition of the service. And here, this is where it's very flexible, because really you can give the aliyah any name that you want, and any comments of maybe who's going to be reading it, and then define a totally ad hoc set of verses that you might want to read during this reading. So we're just going to take a couple of verses from Exodus here, from the beginning of Exodus, and just create them here. So let's go verse 9 to chapter 1, verse 12. Okay, so we're going to save this. We won't publish it yet, but it'll be in our list of services here. So we can see here we've got we've got a weekday reading here, we got a Shabbat reading, we've got the youth service down here. If we scroll down, we've got a holiday reading, we can see by the Chag Sameach, Hanukkah, and down here further we've got a Megillah, and of course, just as I showed you before, clicking on that will load the definition of that Parsha, and we can start reserving it. So the next video will get into editing all of these different types of reading that we've defined. But for now, this is how you would define your different Parshiot. It's obviously using the calendar is going to be your quickest option, especially with the quick select that we've made available here. So thank you. Watch the next video on how to edit a Parasha. Thank you.